This next one asks us to revolve it around line y equals x, or x equals 7. So I got my parabola here. This is x equals 3. So my x equals 7 is going to be over here. So it's going to look something like this. I will temporarily draw in the as good of a 3D version as I can get. It's already terrible. Oops. So, boom. This guy's going to come around like this. It's going to go around the back. I'll actually see that spot right here, right? And then there's going to be a top piece that goes like that. So you should see that it's kind of like a donut that's maybe sliced in half. You know, if the donut was sitting on a table, it would be, you would just take like a knife and slice it horizontally, and it would be the top half of that donut. So like all of this spot in here would be that open area in the middle of the donut. Alright, so I'd like you to do the same thing with this one that I asked you to do with the last two. If you watched the last two videos, hold your pencil the way that this would be in 3D space, and you know, think about doing, we want to do dx's here, right? So now think about, you know, taking slices out. Are you taking slices that are going to make us do washers? Or are they more like, you know, peeling layers around the outside of a roll of toilet paper? So you should see that, you know, my cross sections when I do my dx are going to force me to take little pieces off like this, blank, blank. You know, I'm going to take this piece off, I could take that piece off, right? If it was washers, it would make me go this way. So you should see that in this case we're doing shells, and if we're doing dx. If I was doing dy, then I could do washers. So there's our formula for washers. I remember we're doing dx, so I want x equations, which means I need to have y equals, which is what we have. We got this. You can barely see anymore. This guy down here. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and draw in one of my shell pieces, which is just a cylinder. Now there's starting to be a lot of stuff in this picture, but you should see that red cylinder, right? So the radius, I need to identify my R and my H. My radius is going to be this length right here. So I like to do either top minus bottom or right minus left. So since we're going side to side, I'm going to do right minus left. Remember, I want things with x's in them. So the right side is this x equals 7. So this is my R. Go like this. R equals. So the right side is 7. The left side is the point is this guy right here, right? Which is the x value of that parabola right there, right? So I just take 7 minus the x value of the parabola. From there, I need to figure out the height. Well, the height is going to be the height of that red cylinder right there. And you should see that, let me see, I'm going to do black. That should be this length right here. Which for this one, since that's an up and down length, I'm going to do top minus bottom. Well, the top is my parabola. Remember, I want x equations, so maybe I'll write h equals parabola minus that y equals 1. So you see that? It's this guy, the parabola minus this. If I just did the parabola, then it would take me all the way down to that x-axis. So I take parabola minus 1, and now I want x equations, so you can't barely even see it anymore, but the equation of that parabola is 10 minus x squared. So I get 10 minus x squared minus 1, which is going to simplify to 9 minus x squared. So I'm going to use this piece, and I'm going to use this piece. So I get v equals 2 pi integral, and I'll fill the bounds in a moment. 7 minus x times 9 minus x squared dx. Now my bounds Well, I'm going dx. It's actually going to wind up being the same thing as all of the other bounds that we've done, but I'm going to do shells from here. Blah, blah. Imagine this is like this TP roll. This would be the outermost part. So I start there. I go blah, 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 boom, until I get to here. And then I wouldn't have any more TP anymore, right? So I'm going to go from -3 to 3. And that's all, you know. There we go.